Hi, I'm Sharell Katelynn, and I'm based in Seattle, Washington. And I have been working towards my art journey, my art career, my licensing career. I'll say like 2 years. It just kind of like slowly trickled in. So before I had joined the Art of Collections, I was really just feeling bombarded by all of the information that was out there. I had been doing a lot of research. I'd been watching a lot of videos. I was deep in YouTube. I was deep in Skillshare. Anywhere I could find information about licensing art, I found it. And then I just felt like I didn't know what to do with all of that information because it just felt like too much to do because this noise in this world of just everybody says do POD sites, everybody says don't bother with those. So I just didn't know what to do with the information that I had. So I was very much feeling like I just wanted somebody to just like tell me what to do. It's really strange having an art career because there is no roadmap. There's no corporate ladder to climb. There's nothing telling you like, okay, we'll just do this first and then do this first. So I was just like wanting somebody to tell me what to do, which is really funny because I normally don't like people telling me what to do. But in this instance, I just wanted some direction. So when Art of Collections came up, that's where I was like, oh, this is somebody who I trust who's going to tell me what to do. That seems like something I should do. How do I describe the Art of Collections to someone who's never heard of it before? How do I describe this to people? I just have friends that I talk to. I think that's how I describe it mostly. I'm like, oh yeah, my friend, she just told me to do this, so I'm working on that right now. I think to like an artist who wants to get into art licensing and needs a program like this, I would just tell them that, it's just packed full of information. It's better than any course I've ever taken. I've taken other licensing courses. I've never made this much progress. And all of the people I know that are in it are saying the same thing, is they've made more, in the season that they've been in the Art of Collections than they've made in years, or ever. So it's just like this really cool community, and it just helps push you forward and propel you forward. It helps you make art. It's a bunch of friends. Since joining the Art of Collections, I have so much more confidence in what I can make, and not even just like my art and how I can put things together, but also just in talking to other people about what I do. I have so much more confidence in that, instead of people being like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to be an artist. I actually say like, I'm an artist and I'm working on my licensing career or portfolio. And people are like, what is licensing? I'm like, well, licensing is, that shirt you're wearing, an artist had to create that. So I've been, just more confident in talking to other people about what I do. And not only that, just like talking to other artists or other people in the industry, I feel much more confident emailing them or, talking to them in person just about our work and the things that we do. I feel like I've been invited in instead of just like I'm sitting here on the outside, like knocking on the door kind of thing. So yeah, lots has changed. I saw that Kat posted about the Art of Collections, and I was like, oh, that would be really cool to do in the future. Like, that's something I should just like save up for and do. And then I just kept thinking about how I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do and if I really wanted to take this seriously. And I've also been feeling a lot of urgency in my art career because I kind of did it backwards and I quit my 9-to-5 like already. So I needed to make this work. So when I saw it and I just thought about it a little bit more, I was just like, you know what, this is the time. It's worth the investment. It's always worth the investment to invest in yourself and knowledge. So yeah, I decided to pull the trigger, and I'm so glad I did because it propelled me forward like more than I could ever imagine. I would tell somebody who is like on the fence that they should just do it. Like I was on the fence. I didn't know. It's a big investment, but it's just always going to be important to invest in yourself, and it's been totally worth it. If you want to see your career shift and change, you should do it. So time has definitely been a challenge this year, and kind of the bottom line was I just decided that this was a priority, and I tend to make things a priority where I throw money at them. Like I'm definitely one of those people where like, oh yeah, I have all this stuff to work out at home, but I'm not going to do it unless I go and like pay for a gym membership. Then I will go. So I think that kind of just helped me be like, this is a priority. This is something I want to work through. One thing that really helped was all of the monthly prompts, how it wasn't just like all given to you at once. And so there's a new prompt every month. And so it just felt like you had to keep this pace. You didn't have to, but if you wanted to keep up, you definitely had to keep a pace going to get all of that work done. And when I first started, I was like, oh, a collection a month, that's easy. I'll probably do 2 a month. I'm just going to be an overachiever. And the truth is I didn't. I barely got 1 a month, and that was totally fine because I still moved forward, but it definitely takes a lot of time and energy, and it just has to be prioritized. So I just put other things aside so that I could make this happen. I still have lots of other things that I have to do, even though I do art full time. I kind of don't really, because I have all these other little side gigs and little jobs and client work and different things that I have to do to survive at the moment. So I do know that a lot of my friends who have done it have succeeded because they just prioritized it. And I think that's just what you have to do with anything that you really want to do. You have to decide that you're going to do it, and you have to make time for it. And it sounds so simplistic, but it kind of is. So when I joined the Art of Collections, I had a decent amount of one-off prints because I was doing like a few markets and different things, and I had set up a website just trying to sell just my artwork as is, like just originals. I had never built a collection before, and I hadn't actually made any repeating patterns with my printmaking. I had just done it with other mediums like Procreate and watercolor. So going into the Art of Collections, I was able to utilize like a bunch of the artwork that I had made and force them into collections. Luckily, I had kind of created like some themes that kind of all went together. So I had a bunch of like cocktails. So I made like an actual cocktail collection after joining the Art of Collections. Yeah, I was just able to utilize some of my artwork, but I mostly made artwork this last year. It was a lot of making. My surface design journey before I started Art of Collections, I had done some other courses and I was dabbling in watercolor. I kind of had this moment where I figured out that I wanted to do art licensing, but I didn't actually know like what medium I wanted to use. I have a lot of different mediums that I can do and enjoy. So before I started the Art of Collections, I was just trying to like narrow down like what would be the best medium for this. And I was just kind of struggling with watercolor feeling like on brand for me because I like dark colors and not a lot of color. So that just wasn't really fitting with who I was. So I was asking myself a lot of questions like, who am I as an artist and what's important for me? And then like, how can I fit it into this surface pattern design and this career I wanted to pursue? That's what led me to printmaking, because I figured out that it was a medium that I really connected with. It was very easy to digitize, which was important because I knew I wanted to digitize it. I knew I didn't want to just sit here and sell my own prints. I wanted to license them. When I signed up, I told myself that I was going to say yes to everything in this program, that I was going to do all of it and like tenfold, like I was going to participate in everything. So every little thing that popped up, I signed up, I participated in. And so when Kat launched the Voices presentations, I like kind of had a little talk with myself, like, you said you were going to do everything, so you have to do everything. And I just was getting really deep into Notion, and I found that it was really helping me. And so I just thought that that would be a fun thing to share with the group, because we all have these artist brains that don't necessarily work the same way that other organized people do. So I thought talking, peer-to-peer about some organizational stuff and some things that have actually worked for me would be really beneficial. And it was. And I was very proud of myself for actually like communicating all of the information that I needed to communicate in a way that actually resonated with people and actually helped them. So that was a really fun experience that I didn't really expect from that. And I'm very glad that I did it and that I pushed myself to talk to a bunch of people. I don't do that kind of stuff. So when I started, I thought that I would do this program, and then after a year, I would start pitching. And then we get into it, and Kat's like, "Oh, you're gonna start pitching like tomorrow." And that was kind of like, okay, sure. So after about 4 months, I felt like I had created enough collections because like I said, I took some of my old art and threw them into some collections. So I think I had about like 4, 5 or 6 collections. And actually the reason that I went ahead and made a collection deck was because I was like, I just want to have a file where I can stick all this so I can see how it grows. And then once I like got it all in there, I was like, oh, this is like looking good, and it's something that I could send out and I'm proud of. So I went ahead and I started pitching after 4 months of being in the program. I started with like some easy things, like some just like basic art calls and stuff. And then I just went in and created an email template because that's how I work, so that I could just have the one good email, and I linked everything and I just sent it out. And I just kind of became robotic a little bit about it because I was just like, I can't emotionally be involved in whatever is going on here. So I just chose to just like treat it like, oh, this is just data entry or something that I just have to do just to like get it done. So I really realized that it was more of a numbers game, and the more I just got it out there, the better it would be. So I have continued to pitch. I've definitely had like moments where I've kind of lulled, and then moments where I've picked back up. I do a lot of my work in batch form, and my schedule changes very much like throughout the month. So I was trying to do like 10 pitches a week, and there's just some weeks maybe I was creating more and I just didn't want to be on my computer like that. And so then I would do, like 20 the next week or something. So I've just tried to stay consistent in my kind of consistency. Like I don't work in these 24-hour periods or these weekly periods. I tend to work in monthly periods. So just been working towards getting those pitches out. And my next step is definitely I need to work on my follow-up game a little bit. I've been doing some, but I think as my portfolio has grown a lot, definitely those people that I pitched to a few months ago, I need to reach back out. It's just on the never-ending to-do list. It will happen eventually. So the biggest surprise of doing this program was that I have a bunch of friends now. I didn't think that, most other courses, if they're not community-based, you're not really talking to anybody else that's doing it. So yeah, now I have a bunch of friends. I'm like gonna go hang out with one of them next week, and we're gonna have martinis and look at art stuff, and I'm helping another one with a project. It's just been really cool to just like have all these people in my pocket now that I can talk about this stuff with. We're on the same journey, and it's really fun to connect over that. One thing that really challenged me in the community was the monthly prompts that Kat gave us. There were so many times where we'd get the prompt and I was like, I don't like any of those things. I don't want to draw any of that. But I think actually doing it really pushed me to expand on my style and kind of kept me from putting myself in too small of a box where it's just like, oh, these are the things that I draw and these are the things that I create, and really got me to think about all different kinds of products that my work could go on, and thinking about different audiences, not just one type of audience. And I really pushed myself with different things and colors. I put like bright pastel colors in a collection, which I normally wouldn't do. So I think that was a really good thing, just being pushed in the community to expand on what I can do and prove to myself that I can do it. The website is sharellkatelynn.com. I have all of my original prints for sale on there. I also have my portfolio on there, and I frequent Instagram. I like to share just some little tidbits of my life, and I do like little cozy day vlogs and stuff that people really enjoy. So you can find me on there. And I do have a newsletter that you can sign up for, and it's just kind of intimate right now. I just send it out monthly-ish. It's when I have something important to tell you all that I send it out. So yeah, that's where you can find me.